Hello there, I am here for Feature Friday playtesting. This is week 309. I'm here with me. I'm alone this week. But we're going to be playtesting two maps this week. I believe both of them are UEFN games. So, you know, we're gonna jump into it. Since nobody else has really joined, I'm gonna play this game first. Since it's not as dependent with testing out the second player, but I'm still gonna, you know, test out like join in progress and stuff. It is 1 to 2 players. But yeah, I'm gonna start off with Powerwash Garden, created by Slowdown. Do power wash cleaning on garden game items, remove rust and dirt from garden items, more items coming in the upcoming update. Okay. Do it. If I come across any issues on the other platform that I'm playing this on with my Nintendo Switch, I will be sure to take a screenshot and show it on stream. I do apologize if you hear background noise. I believe one's vacuuming and the dogs really like to bark at the vacuum. See how long, if we sit on preparing to download for too long, then I'll do the Switch test. The Switch ready up. I'm gonna give this like 5 minutes. There we go. This one clearly looks like a power wash simulator type game. I haven't played that game specifically for so long. Oh man, I'm pretty sure they released a second one recently. Take the cleaning item, aim and shoot the object to clean all items. Is the stream messing up again? But just to be safe, I think I'm gonna start recording actually. Okay. What is this? Oh, I see how you have this set up. You break the rusty objects. You might want to, the ones that look like they're glitching out like this, you might want to make it so, what I would recommend, so the rusty object is just a little bit bigger, so you don't see like the glitchy texture. Oh, oops. Also, I'd recommend to make it so you can't break the objects that aren't going to be cleaned. Because you have it with these. But like, I was able to break the bamboo, and these carts look like they need cleaned, but when I shoot them, they both break. That's something you're gonna want to look into just to kind of double check and confirm what's going on, because I see there is a clean one. But yeah, they both break. Break the trees, the bamboo. Yeah, for really all these things that have like the glitchy textures, just try to resize the Rust version a little bigger. Look at this, look at all these. See some with the truck trailers over there. The custom mesh doesn't look like it's working very well. It keeps like popping in and out. At first it was on the minis, but it's showing up on any item in my inventory. I'm checking the other account that loaded. It looks like it's working well. Things rendering well too. Okay. Actually, let me see if I move it over and see if I can see the glitchy textures on Twitch. That's what this other account is on. They are glitchy here as well, but it's not as rapid. Really depends on where I'm standing. Right now on stream, you're seeing all epic graphics, like all maxed out pretty much. Oh, the chairs over here fully break when you try to clean them. Oh, this green one didn't. Orange one didn't. Some of them break. Can I escape the map? Oh, you have a teleporter set up. Okay, cool. Sweet. I recommend putting up a barrier just so people can't get out. You could probably set up a blocking volume instead so you don't need to use devices. The campers are breaking too. One of them broke. Well, I keep seeing that there's issues with the game. 56% dropped frames. That's not good. Am I dropping frames? Okay. Since this is like a garden theme, I think it would be really nice if you had it more like organized and arranged. Because right now it feels like everything's kind of just scattered about in random spots. Like you have all these over here. And like some of these props don't make sense to have out in a garden. Like these cleaning carts, I guess they would be good to have like in a shed or something, but it's like out in the grass. Doesn't fully fit the theme, I feel like. I mean that really depends on your preference of things, I guess. By the bathrooms, which makes sense. There's an issue with trying to clean these, so they full break. Another thing to kind of help make this feel more like a garden is that you could use one of the landscape materials, so you could have like the grass around, you could paint in the dirt layers. You have a couple of really good landscape material options. The chapter 4 and then the chapter 2. Oh, that bathroom stall fully broke. So sorry, I keep checking. The audio for the stream's pretty much fine. The dropped frames aren't as bad as the. Apologize for rechecking that over and over. Keep getting notifications yelling at me. Already got this one. Okay. Is there a reward for finishing up cleaning everything? I feel like that would be really nice if there was a reward and maybe even a progress bar. I'm not 100% sure on how to explain how to track that because I'm not really good with setting up like map mechanics. But you could probably use prop manipulators, link them to the tracker to send an event when the object is destroyed. Things will only track properly though if you fix the bug where the objects break twice. Oh, that one disappeared. Okay, I think that's... Oh, I've missed those cards. I know they're gonna just break, but I'm still gonna... Oh, I missed that stall. Hey. Oh, the audio went away. I didn't even realize. I thought I was bugged. I'm guessing you have like audio effects set up to work with the power washer stuff. I'm gonna have to check the bot on that, but I'm pretty sure the audio was playing even if I was not shooting. I can't break this rusty sign. Oh, this one works. I don't think this one's gonna work. This one will, oh, weird, there's no collision. Wait, is that for everything? The bathroom stalls are fine. So some objects lose their collision after you destroy the rusty versions. Then no collision. No, this sign has. I don't know if it's to certain objects, but these cars and these chairs so far. Saw a beacon in the middle. I'm gonna go look at that. I think this is where it came from. You have like a timer to release a ray gun for players to use as a water gun. And when that timer hits 0, barrier around the ray gun doesn't go away. So people can't really obtain it. Near the ray gun, there's a tree that's floating. I'm gonna head back over here. I think it might take too long if I try to actually get everything. There's a lot of objects over here. That bug sign disappears when I do it. And with one of these crates. Oh, it lost its collision and this broke. Doesn't have its collision anymore either. This one does. Spot by spot's pretty cool. Oh, the whole truck disappears. This ramp. These masks make really ominous sounds. I didn't know that prop did that. Cool. I didn't even notice the pool. I think my visual effect. Oh no, I have it. I run through here, do I still have it? Yeah, I do. Can I have like options for players to kind of change preferences of stuff? I think it would be good if you had that like in a starting area, kind of like over here. But and earlier I recommended kind of changing up the map to be this right here. This gives garden, kind of. When I think garden, I think of like a farm, and I know that that's not really how all gardens are. But if you change things up to have like different sections, for example, you had like a food truck lot and like an area with the garden plants, Christmas tree farm area, and maybe one that was actively like under construction or actively being planned. Those are just some random suggestions. You don't need to really like follow those specifically. But, you know, different sections, things that make more sense. Because right now when I walk around, I feel like a lot of these things are kind of just randomly placed. Like these bathroom stalls. But to help pull that environment together, again, using an actual landscape material from like one of the provided Fortnite. Both of them are really good options because you get to paint out your path, all that. Something else I noticed is that you don't have nanite meshes enabled. I don't know if this is to fix an issue that you've come across with props, but it's just off by accident because I'm pretty sure it is off by default. I recommend turning that on just so people who are using the higher graphics, those more detailed meshes. Like these tree leaves would look better on my end. All of these tree leaves, actually. But I think that's it for testing your game. I'm gonna kind of re-go over all my feedback. Re-go over feedback in the lobby. Summarize everything. You have a really solid concept here. I like really appreciate how you have your cleaning mechanic. I didn't even think of that. So that was really cool to see when loading in. There were some issues with it though. There'd be some Z fighting, so like the textures would be fighting between the rusty and not rusty meshes. So in order to fix that, you can just enlarge in the rusty meshes just by teeny tiny bit, not by much, by enough to where it pokes out over the normal mesh. Another issue is that some objects, when you clean them, they actually end up getting destroyed fully. And some of them don't have their collision after being cleaned. I don't think it's specific to certain objects, but it is something to look out for. Definitely mess around with it, with your mechanics. Kind of see if you can tweak it until you can get it to work out right. The special mesh to have on your weapon for cleaning wasn't always there. In the audio effects for it weren't playing at the correct times, and after a set amount of time the audio effects disappeared. I do really like your concept, but it feels like right now you have props randomly scattered about instead of it being set up like a garden you think you'd run into, right? Like there'd be the different sections like I mentioned earlier, but I think it'd be really good for you to go in and kind of more detail it out with specifics when setting it up, so it feels like there's more level design to it. And to kind of help pull that together, you should use a landscape material, one of the ones that Epic has provided. Those ones pretty good. You get to paint in dirt paths and I mean whatever you really want to, but they'll be very useful for setting up overall. I believe that is it what I have feedback wise. If I missed anything when summarizing, it'll all be stated in my written feedback, which will be posted on Friday in the Feature Friday feedback channel. We are going to be moving on to the next game. We have Rainbow Free For All from DJ Keegan. Action attack building free for all, 16 max players. It is a free for all in a Rainbow Arena. Or does it say area? Area. I'll jump into it. Private so we can get it a little quicker. Actually, wait. Test this. I need to do public every time because that way I can see the player count. Start time. Yeah. Pretty fair start time. That's good you have that set up like that so you have players get to have more time to load in. I like that the way out is through like a door. This is a cool room. Okay. You have everything organized by chapters. I like that concept since I have know of like these different weapons and what chapters they're all a part of. You might want to make it so it's not chapter based though for those players who haven't. Oh, that's cool. The doors are open too. Okay, wait, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, you might want to make it so not everything's sorted by chapter, but instead like weapon type. For example, snipers, ARs, shotguns, SMGs. These are players who haven't been playing for all these chapters, so they don't know where their favorite. Like, if somebody won't know where their favorite weapons are that's trying to go after. Like, if they wanted the pump shotgun. Actually, no, wait, we have OG now. That doesn't work. Somebody wanted a combat AR because they saw it in reload. And reload at some point. They wouldn't know where to get it, and they'd have to check all these machines. It's really good that you have a variety of weapons, though. I believe most weapons in Fortnite are really good. Some of these floor pieces are damaged, and I can see like their health when walking by them. Like that you have a shop right here. It would be cool if you had like a sign just labeling it's a shop. I know it's not super major to have the labels, but just to like label things like heals, utilities. Another thing I recommend is to use item placers instead of vending machines, because we can't pickaxe at them in here, and even if we could, players could make a mess out of stuff with shockwaves, crash pads, porta bunkers. But if you used item placers and just had one item placer for each item, we wouldn't have to wait for vending machines to cycle through. Actually, I want a shockwave in. I see a lot of trackers on the top left of the screen, but they don't say anything. And I believe I play tested a game by you before where they were like time trackers. But I've been in here for a few minutes. It's not gone up at all. I'm going to have alt account run in so I can test eliminations. With your teleporter, I think it would be really good if you had the like actual zone set up for it. So when players run in, they don't walk in the corner. If you're worried about the zone poking out to the sides, or when players walk like around, what you could do is probably you could pull up this wall to here before the door. So this back wall right here is damaged. Okay, we're jumping in. On my HUD under the minimap, I see like the zombie elimination tracker. Then the timer sits at 0. I believe you can change the settings in the island settings for that timer to count up instead of down. It's really useful for those to just kind of keep track of how long they've been in game. It would make use of that like spot. I didn't get any gold for getting an eliminate. Okay. Bring out the even if you did have gold in here though, I don't see like the HUD for it. I'm not sure if that pops up, doesn't pop up until you have gold. Oh, how did I miss that? Oh wait, that's his ears, that's not his head. Oh, that tracker on the top left is eliminations. Okay. Maybe I get gold by killing these trackers. You can set it up to auto run in here. Okay. I like that there's build resets. I think you should probably add something to notify players that builds are resetting. Could give them maybe like a 10-second warning, 5-second warning, or just like a little bit of a heads up. I think it would be really nice if players could if they spawned a little closer to the teleport every time they respawn, they have to run all the way back to it. And once people really like have their loadout, they're typically wanting to kind of just jump back and everything. It's good for them to still be able to go back and change what they have, of course. But they're just not able to get back into action as quick as it would be more convenient for. Boom. First try. Whoa. Does it float when I get next to the barrier? It's a random bug, but I gotta find that cool. It's like the barrier's outer space. Float like you're in outer space when you against a barrier like that. Okay, we're at 9. We're about halfway. Wonder if there's a win condition because I can see that you do have rounds in it. I'm guessing that timer in the spawn room is for build resets. I see behind the teleporter. Never give me a hunting rifle in a combat scenario. I'm to be using it as a backpack? Or carrying it like I'm a backpack? So be it, but me using it as a weapon, I am not good at using the hunting rifle. almost there. I like that in the spawn room you have the player reference show the player with the most eliminations. Oh crap, I thought I had the hunting rifle out. Come on, the first 100 damage. Yay! Okay. See what happens finishing the tracker. Boom! Did it! Oh, I'm guessing that's supposed to be an XP tracker. Or a tracker that grants XP for certain elimination milestone. These you don't really need to have on screen. These can run more internally. That way, so they're not like, for example, right now they're blank and they're just taking up space. But even if they weren't blank, they're not guaranteed to grant XP unless if XP for the map is calibrated, which is really hard to like get to happen. I really wish XP, the system like that was different, but as of right now, XP is really hard to calibrate. So maps that don't have calibrated XP just give playtime XP. That, like, you don't have to set anything up. I would definitely make it so those trackers aren't visible on screen as long as they're still tracking the background. Also, I think it's pretty standard for free-for-alls to grant gold on elimination. Based on your prices, it'd be good to have like 10 gold per elimination. So take 12 eliminations to get whatever item. If you wanted to lower it to make it feel more like within that standard gold like price and granting range. You could set everything to 60 to cost 60 and grant 5. But 10 works as well. Players love having mythics, but it would also be really good to have a section of the shop for exotics. Then if you labeled it as well. I think I already mentioned that beforehand. Really, overall from this playtest, all I can really tell is wrong with like featuring, like with the only feature that's really not able to work out is a shop, because I can't get gold. And once you get gold to work out, please make sure to have the HUD show the gold too. It's really important to be able to kind of keep an eye on that. But I think that's really it. There's no other issues besides from the gold. I have had my couple of recommendations. I'll go over, summarize everything before going back to lobby so I don't miss anything. So I really like your like map design, like your backgrounds and like the free fall right there. The barrier has a really interesting bug where it's like you float when you go against it, but it's kind of cool because it's like you're in space, the space theme barrier. So there's nothing really bad about that bug. Under the mini map, the zeroed out timer, it would be really good to change it out, your island settings, to count up instead of down, so players can keep track of how long they've been in a game. And with the HUD manager device, hide the zombie, illuminated zombies. No zombies in here. Again, with your trackers, they seem more internal than external, so it'd be good to have those hidden so players have more screen space. With the layout of your weapons, I do really like that it's by chapter, but a lot of players are newer to the game, probably like a really big mix, but not everybody knows what weapons are from chapters. So it would be really helpful if you had everything sorted by weapon type. SMG, shotgun, pistol, sniper, you could put DMRs with the snipers, ARs, bows could probably be with the snipers too, and melee items like the nitro fist, grapple blade, shockwave hammer. Another thing is labeling. I really like seeing these labels over these different weapons, so if you do go out and change your organization system, good to have like assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns. Also did have like the other things labeled that aren't, like the utilities, heals, mythic shop. Another thing is that it would be really helpful to have item placers instead of vending machines, because players have to kind of sit around and wait for them to cycle. Item placers take up less space, but those are more tedious to kind of mess around with, because you gotta size them in a way where players can still interact with them easily, but also to where they're not too big, taking up space. Like the most ideal organization that I can see with those is like 1 and 2, or you have 1, 2, and then 3 item placers. I really appreciate that builds do reset, but a notification would be great. Maybe one that happens just beforehand. And 5-second warning. Like a little sound cue. And an on-screen HUD message that says builds are resetting soon. That's really it for what I can think of. If I missed anything that I mentioned beforehand, I will make sure to have that stated in my written feedback, which will be posted this Friday in the Feature Friday feedback channel. Oh, another thing before I go. Your Made by DJ Keegan text line kind of glitches out with the textures. I'm gonna guess that it's just like a separate device. I forgot what that device was called. Billboard? Is it a billboard? If you just move it forward a teeny tiny bit, that should fix the like glitchiness. One of the two. Plus if each line is like a billboard. Yeah, that's it.